Today we're going to talk about what Jalen Hurts to Oklahoma means for 2019 five-star quarterback Spencer Rattler, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we're going to talk about what Jalen Hurts transferring to Oklahoma means for 2019 quarterback Spencer Rattler. Now, there are a lot of folks who took a video that I made earlier, as well as information from Steve Wiltfong at 24/7, that believed that what Lincoln Riley told Spencer Rattler is that he is not taking any other 2019 quarterbacks in 2019. Later, for those who were on the VIP at OUinsider.com, you know this, Brandon Drum asked him about specifics of that quote that Steve didn't know to ask at the time. And what Spencer was talking about was really Justin Fields. He wasn't talking about Jalen Hurts at all. He wasn't talking about anybody else other than Justin Fields. And to be truthful, he wasn't taking another 2019 quarterback, man. Spencer is of the 2019 class. That's what that means. But even as it sits right now, Spencer understands. He gave a quote to Arizona Central that said, yo, look, I am happy for Jalen Hurts. I think he is going to be outstanding at Oklahoma. I'm also still going to compete for the job. I ain't going nowhere. And that's exactly what you would expect a guy like Spencer Rattler to say. He's not just been committed to Oklahoma. He has been all in. And I think this is particularly interesting with all the Austin Kendall, Tate Martell, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields stuff to keep to the forefront of your mind. To be committed as the quarterback in any class is a very big deal because you're the leader of the class just by jump, right? You have to be the guy that takes charge. You have to be the dude who is keeping the class together, and he has that with this five-star wide receiver core that's coming with him. They all respect him. They all like him. Now, also, you're going to have to keep saying that you want to be at Oklahoma because we've seen the way that quarterbacks transfer away. Kelly Bryant at Clemson, Sean Robinson at TCU. We know about these of late. We're talking about a guy that's going to get questions about how much he really does want to be at Oklahoma as long as he's in college. And we're going to get questions for Tanner Mordecai about the same thing because they play quarterback. Because quarterbacks want to be the guy. It is the reason Austin Kendall is transferring away. It's the reason Jalen Hurts transferred to Oklahoma. It's the reason Tate Martell is at Miami right now. It's a singular position where all these guys have done before they get to college is start, play every down, play every game, and be the captain of their teams. They want to go to a place where they're going to have that opportunity. Spencer still has that opportunity as the 2019 quarterback. He's behind Tanner Mordecai. He's behind Jalen Hurts. And he probably is going to redshirt 2019 like I've said all along. But that ain't going to stop him from competing for the job. And if he turns out to be better than Jalen Hurts, I think Lincoln Riley would start him. We'll wait and see. But I think the kid knows he benefits from a redshirt year, just like every quarterback ever. There are very few quarterbacks who did not benefit from a redshirt year. Actually, we could say it's just one. And that would be the guy that just won the national championship, Trevor Lawrence. A lot of good things came together for Trevor Lawrence. Number one, he had two running backs that he could depend on to do the work. Not just Travis Etienne, but also Adam Choice back there. He had wide receivers that were preternatural as well. Justin Ross over there. And then you got a guy like Hunter Renfrow, who I'm sure is looking at his ACC Freshman Newcomer of the Year trophy from 1994 and saying he's going to miss being at Clemson. Point I'm making here is that Spencer Rattler is Oklahoma. That's where he wants to be. That's where he's going to be for the foreseeable future. And as with all things quarterbacks, we'll see what this looks like in 2 years because I would have said the same thing about Austin Kendall up until a few weeks ago. And if you listen to the Young and Drum podcast, you can hear myself and Brandon Drum going back and forth on how this came about and how this got out there. I took the information that we had that day. I talked with him. I talked with Spencer. I talked with Spencer's dad. And all of this made a lot more sense because you heard the Jalen Hurts rumblings right around the Orange Bowl for real, and you saw how that worked out. I think that Spencer's going to take an opportunity to learn from a guy who comes to Oklahoma 26-2 as a starter, who was a Heisman finalist contender as a freshman, and who has a pedigree for winning a national championship. Like, think about this for a second, man. There are only 3 guys at Oklahoma right now in the program with national championship rings. One of them is Cale Gundy. One of them is Brian Odom from the same team that Cale Gundy got his from. And the other is Jalen Hurts. And that is what you want If you're Oklahoma, add to this that Jalen Hurts wanted to go to a place where he would have an opportunity to beat Alabama in a college football playoff, and you can see how he ends up at Oklahoma. I don't see this as a bad thing for anybody involved, except the dude who comes in the 2021 class. We'll see what happens in 2020. But it's all really fascinating. But I did want to speak to this issue that many folks have asked about. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.